Every year, hundreds of thousands of kids come out of high school looking to play college sports. Have you seen the statistics? Only 3% of high school athletes go on to play college basketball. They say when you expand that on to all sports, the number climbs to a whopping 7%. 7% of all high school athletes come out of high school and play in college. When you look at those numbers, you think to yourself immediately, wow, the odds are stacked against me. This is a very difficult process to get a college coach's attention and get recruited. My name is Rick Williams, better known as Coach Rick, and in today's video, we're going to talk about not just how to defy those odds, but to laugh at them. I want you to see them for what they are, and I want you to know that you have the power, you have it within you to overtake those odds, to beat those odds, and to get recruited. Those of you who know me, you know I am a college director at the university level. I work at an NAIA, NCCAA university, and we right now in the spring, we are sending out coaches all around the country. They're working social media. They're doing everything they can to find athletes that want to come and compete at our school and continue their passion for their game and get their education. That's what we're looking for. And athletes are at home saying, man, I wish a coach would find me. I wish someone would notice me and see me and give me an opportunity to continue my education and continue playing the game that I love. We're looking for you. You're looking for us. So what's the problem? Well, it's those numbers that we talked about. It's the fact that there are so many people that want to get those offers, and there's only so many spots that we have available. Some of our students are retaining. You've got sophomores and juniors and seniors to contend with. You've got transfers to contend with. You have a lot of things working against you. But what if you didn't? What if all of those numbers were just a smokescreen? What if all those numbers were like this guy in The Wizard of Oz, where he's working buttons and controlling levers behind the scene just to make you feel like it's much more scary and much more daunting than it actually is? You know why they're doing that? Oftentimes when people tell you about the stats that it takes to be great, they're saying it to you to get you to go home. If you go home, then that's one less person to compete with. And so I'm going to teach you today on what you can do to put the odds in your favor, to increase your odds to get recruited. So you ask, Coach Ray, how do you do that? All right, here's what you're going to do. I want you to remember this statement from this video. If you don't remember anything else that we talk about today, I want you to remember this. In order to beat the odds, you have to do odd things. Think about it. It makes sense. If I want to beat the odds, but I take a normal approach, then I'm most likely going to get a normal result. If you've ever been to a church ever in your entire life, if you've ever been around people who know the Bible and understand all the principles and wisdom that exists in that book, you have heard this phrase before. You reap what you sow. Whatever I put into the ground is what I will get out come harvest time. That is a principle that simply works. The law of gravity works. The law of harvest works. If you put a tomato seed into the ground and you water that seed, it becomes a tomato. There is no possibility in which it doesn't. There are no odds that the tomato turns into a potato. There are no odds that if you plant carrots that you get celery. Those are zero odds that that happens. In the game of recruitment, in the game of college athletic scholarships, in the game of getting something on the back end of your hard work, you need a seed. You need to plant something into the ground that starts this entire process. For you guys, the seed is your attitude. Oftentimes, the normal thing is to believe that the most important thing is your game, other things that we're going to talk about. No. I want you to take it from me, someone who works with athletes every day. And I can tell you that the determining factor between those who excel and those who struggle is their attitude. What's their perspective? What's their approach to their every single day? How do they view the world? Do they see themselves as the most important person in the room, or do they see themselves as a part of a bigger entity to contribute to a sport and to humble themselves and learn as much as they possibly can? These are the things that make the difference between those who grow and those who do not. So I want you guys to view your attitude and who you are as much more important than what you are. At AGP Coaching, we pride ourselves on our ability to teach a good recruitable attitude. We start with care, we end with confidence. Our care to confidence roadmap is exactly what you need to become the type of athlete that college coaches just can't wait to get in their program. Regardless of your skill set, they just want to be around you because it contributes to winning. If you have any interest in that, we're going to put a link in the description. Go ahead and click on that. We would love to talk to you. After the seed, we know how the garden works. So the first thing you need is a seed that's a really great attitude, a really good philosophy in life, and a self-led way of showing up every day. You're going to work on that first. And then after that, any good gardener knows in order for things to grow, they they need sunlight. And sunlight for an athlete is their academic process. After you have accomplished having a great attitude, you must then focus on having great academics. This will set you apart. Most people will tell you this. Tell me if you've heard this before. Put it in the comments if you've heard this before. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's an old school sense of wisdom that I've heard plenty of times in my life. Lots of people will tell you that. Well, I'm here to tell you the exact opposite. I want you to put all of your eggs into the basket of getting a college scholarship. I want you to put yourself out there at a 100% commitment level to getting the thing that you say that you want. And that includes just knocking it out academically. If you show me someone who spends all their time working on their attitude and working on their game, they got the greatest crossover in the world, and they do not do homework. They do not listen to teachers. They do not treat authority at the schools with any respect. That is not putting all of their eggs in their recruitment basket. They have left one of their eggs out, one of the things that they need to get the thing that they say that they want. So I need you guys to take your academic process and add it to the basket. We're going to take those eggs on our journey, and one of them includes the academic process. You're going to need at minimum a 2.3 GPA if you want to play Division I. You're going to need a 2.0 to play anywhere in the country. Everyone out there, shoot for the 3.0 and then see where you fall. But don't settle for anything less than a B in your classes. This will increase your chances of beating the odds. Okay, so you have your C. That's your great attitude. You have your good sunlight, and that is you have added academics to your process. You now find school important. And even if you're not passionate about learning the particular thing that you're learning, you're passionate about learning. We did a video last week on how to master the flow state. And in there, we talked about the importance of learning for learning's sake. Now you need good soil. Now this is important. I'm never going to lie to you guys. I'm never going to defy the fact that good soil for an athletic career is athletic ability. You've got to be good at your craft. You do need a skills trainer. You do need to lift weights. You do need to eat well, sleep well, watch film, and become that dude or that girl, the one in your town that everyone says, where are you playing this spring? Where are you going? Because I want to be around your attitude. I know that you're committed to your academic process and you have game around you. So set with the coaches who are saying, hey, your game isn't that great yet. I want you to embrace those coaches. So you have a coach that loves you enough to be honest with you and tell you that your game isn't up to par yet. You don't shoot well enough. You don't dribble well enough. You don't run crisp enough routes. Whatever it is that that coach is telling you, when they're telling you that, embrace it. It's such a huge thing to meet coaches that are capable of being honest without being disrespectful. That's the hardest part. So when you meet one of those coaches, I want you to embrace those coaches and continue to work on your athletics. Now on our website, we took some time to go over all of this with you in depth, right? We spent 2 hours going over this process and really talking to you about how to maximize your attitude, how to maximize your academics and balance it all, right? You know, school plus sports can be tough. We teach you how to balance that. And we talk about athletics, how to find the right trainer, what skills to work on depending on what age you are. We break this down in great detail right there on our website. We're going to put a link to that down below. Okay, so you've planted your seed. You have a great attitude. You have your sunlight. You have added everything to your basket, and you are going out there to take your academics seriously, respectful to teachers, doing your homework. You're on top of it. 3.0, 2.8, 2.7. You're in the pocket. You're ready to roll. Then you worked on your craft. You are one of the best players in your neighborhood. You've got your trainer. You watch your film. You know when and where to attack certain situations. You are on your way. There's only one step that you need left to grow, to produce harvest, to reap what you sow. And that is, you do need some action steps. You do need to water your plant every day. The seed, the sunlight, the soil, so important, but you have to water it every single day. And so there are action steps that you do need to take in order to get college coaches' attention. So what are those action steps? You're going to have an awesome highlight tape. I mean, your highlight tape is going to be pristine and clean, and it's going to highlight who you are as an athlete. It's going to show how you respond to adversity. It is going to show you how you celebrate your teammate. Make a comprehensive highlight tape that is about 2 minutes long that you can send out to anyone in the country. You're going to write an awesome email that is not a template, that is not a profile-based template. You're going to take the time to write an email to each coach that you want to build a relationship with. And that email should start with an understanding of who they are and what their system is. If you send out a blanket email that just says, hey, I am so-and-so, I am 6'4", and I can shoot the ball, you're going to be in the normal space. But if you send one that says, hey, my name is Rick Williams, and I saw your game last night versus Purdue, awesome set that you called with 3 minutes left in the third, and I believe that I work on that craft of coming off that screen just like that player did. Here's a highlight tape that shows it. I guarantee you that coach is going to look at that and go, this guy is odd. He is defying the odds by doing odd things because no one else is doing that. So the action steps you need to take, you need to have an awesome highlight tape. You need to have an awesome email process to coaches, and you need to have really clean, really active social medias. So you have a social media profile that's all convoluted. It's got a little bit of your personal life in it, a little bit of basketball in it. It's got parties in it. That's confusing. You don't want that. You want a social media profile that is solely about the sport that you love, and you want to be active on it. So let's say you have 2 social media profiles, because we know how you guys roll. And so you've got that second one, and that's the one you're posting on all the time. And that's where the parties are, and that's where the selfies are, and whatever it is you're doing in your life. That's none of my business. Do it. But if that's the one you're more active on, and then your social media for your basketball only has like 5 highlight tapes, that's normal. To be abnormal is to have one social media account in which you are constantly actively talking about the sport you love, to show that you are 2 feet down committed to the craft. That's what coaches are looking for. That's what they want. So these are the action steps. These are the daily watering things that you can do. And again, we talk about that in our full Get Recruited course that you can go watch. Right? You've done it. You've got the attitude. The seed is planted. You have the academics. The sunlight is coming in every day. You've got great soil in that you actually have some game. You're one of the best players in your neighborhood. And then you do the daily activity of watering and caring for your plant. It's inevitable. Your status as an athlete is going to grow just like that seed that you planted in your garden. There is no mistaking it. So when you see these odds, right, here's the final tip. This is what I want to leave you guys with. When you see these odds, when people tell you it's really impossible to make it in college sports, it's only 3% that make it, I want you to just laugh at those odds. Here's why there's such long odds. Because 97% of the people who are competing for the jobs that you want aren't taking all of these steps. Each time you take care of one, you are walking into a different building where 100,000 people can't come. So let's take the first one. Let's say you master having an awesome attitude. You're just one of those winning people who shows up every day. You're super consistent. You look people in the eye when they speak to you. You got your shoulders back and you're a confident individual. You just left behind at least 100,000 people, right? There's 500,000 people who are competing for your spot. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate 100,000 of them, because at least 100,000 of them have a terrible attitude. They're done. See ya. Now we're going to go through the next door, and we are going to be an awesome student. I mean, a serious student, a student who is sitting in the front of the class and loves to learn, understands the competency matrix that we discussed in our other video. You know about conscious incompetence. You know about unconscious incompetence. You know the flow state. You love to learn. That's going to leave another 100,000 behind. They will not come through that door. Even if they go through the attitude door, they will think that it's time to apply that attitude only to the things they love. They don't love math, so they don't apply it. You left them behind. All right, through 2 doors. How many people we still have with us? Sounds like about 300,000 still with us from the original 500,000 that we were competing with. We walk through that door, and now we start getting our game tight. We start working on our craft. We've got to get rid of a lot of people in that door, because the truth is a lot of people work on their game. A lot of people are athletic. A lot of people have skills. So you have to do that. You can't take care of attitude and academics and think that you're going to good old boy your way to a scholarship. It doesn't work like that. You still have to be able to compete. But the ones who are really, really good, they're getting up at 6. They're eating well. They're sleeping well. They've got their nutrition plan set aside, and they're doing the things that athletes do. You've got to take care of that. But when you do, you just left another 100,000 behind. You're now increasing your odds. Your attitude's great. Your academics are great. Your athletics are great. And then finally, you got to take those action steps. And there are people who may have the first 3 taken care of, but then they're leaving that 4th one. They're just taking normal action steps. They're joining popular recruiting services and asking them to do all the work. They're looking at their high school coach and saying, hey, high school coach, get me a scholarship. And they're asking it to do all the work. They're going to an AAU program and they're saying, hey, AAU program, you do all the work. Put me in the right tournaments. No. You've got to water your seed every single day. Go outside and keep working on building relationships, work your social medias, perfect that highlight tape, perfect your ability to sell yourself. When you do all of those, you're not competing with 500,000 people anymore. You're competing with 100,000 people. And now the odds just change. Now it's 10,000 out of those 100,000 that get the scholarships. Your odds that were 1% when it started, less than 1% when it started, you've now entered into a whole new echelon in which you're in percentage where 10%, 15%, 20% of the people that do the work that it takes to be great end up with these scholarships. You're going to say to me, well, coach, that's not 100%. That's not fair. You told me that it's 100% I'm going to get the scholarship. Here's what I want you to understand. 100% I can guarantee that if you take this approach to your athletic career, you will have success in life. And ultimately, that is more important. Even if that Division Division I doesn't come calling you after you take these 4 steps. You have established a way of being that contributes to winning, that contributes to goal achievement, that contributes to always getting better and untapping your own potential. Okay, so there you have it. You now have all the steps that you need to grow your plant, to reap what you sow, to get out of the athletic journey what you put in, and to defy the odds. I want you to look at these odds dead in their soul, and I want you to say, I'm not afraid of you. Let's go. I'm going to beat these odds by doing odd things. Our main course on our website at AGB Coaching is designed to teach you how to have a recruitable attitude. We go from care to confidence in 12 weeks. You give us 12 weeks of your time. We are going to help you achieve all these things that we're talking about and really defy the odds and get the attention from the college coaches that you want. And more importantly, you're going to become successful and outside the world of sports. That's why we're here. If you're interested, click the link below. As you guys can see, we're doing some planting ourselves here at AGB Coaching. We're trying to come consistently with a video every week to help you get better. We're on a mission to get our first 100 subscribers. If you're digging the video, if you like the way we approach teaching and learning, helping you improve your game, you can help us by hitting that subscribe button. Until next time, always get better.